Good. How are you?
Good. Good to see you.
You
Looks like
too.
we've got you so far. We got a couple of questions that were submitted in, so we're going to go through that. So welcome to Pebble Office Hour on June 4th. We do this every week, so if you want to join us in the future, this is always available for you guys. You can just head over to our homepage under resources and live training. You're going to find office hours, including our property import session, and then also how to manage leads and deals within Pebble. You can find that all on that page. Anyways, we're gonna just jump straight into questions that we received from some of our users. And yeah, and if you've got any other questions, by the way, feel free to throw it in the chat as well, and we will go ahead and answer those questions as well. Okay, so Ed here. Hey Ed, how's it going? How to get seller mailing address to auto drop off of letters? Um, Ed, I'm wondering if that's you, Ed.
Yes, that's me.
Can you explain that question to me a little bit?
Yes. It's hard to do it waving my hands in the air without sharing a screen, but when we upload a list,
Yeah.
it's putting the mailing address into the owner's slot. And then later when we do I have a drip, if you will,
Yeah.
auto, and when I go to send that out,
Yeah.
it's looking for the mailing address under contacts, but there's none there, so it will not allow me to connect it. So I sent to Kevin and to support a
Can
loom
you
on this.
can you show me your screen right now? I'd like to get a
I
better
have to find
understanding.
it. Have to find an example. So I'll try to do this.
Okay, why don't you do that and I'll come back to your question.
Okay, let me find an
Yeah,
example.
there's
I'll get
only
ready for you to share a
sure.
screen and explain it to you better.
Sure, no problem, no problem. Okay,
Very
I'm
good.
gonna bring
Thanks.
back my screen while Ed gets that set up. The other question here from John, is there a way to automate follow-ups when moving a lead into a new deal stage? So when moving a deal into a deal stage, we do not automatically trigger a auto follow-up. Um, there's We've done that for multiple reasons. One big one is we heard back from users that they don't want to just automatically enroll them into a specific one follow-up. There could be that one stage they want to think about, it's not dependent on stage, it's more dependent on the situation of the property. So even though I may move it here and I'm going to follow up with them under seller inquiry, I may want to enroll them into one automation rather than another one. And so we didn't want to have a generalized way to do that. Also, with automations, we do want you to be aware that there can be a charge with that. So if there's mailing, there are no surprise charges. So right now, the easiest thing to do is just hit quick enroll and then quick enroll them there. Although this is what the feedback we've gotten, and that's worked out for most people. If this is an issue for you, continue to let us know. It sounds like for yourself, John, that you'd like it to automate. And again, we're just noticing people want to get a little bit more granular than just blindly automating them something. So we've made that decision for now. Okay. All right, Amber. Hey, Amber. Is there a way to generate tasks for daily to-dos? Um, um, so are you talking about just a to-do list that has nothing to do with, say, a deal or anything like that? Just general, like, hey, go, I don't know, pull a list on land inside or whatever your list provider is. Is that sort of what you're thinking?
So I'm asking if there's a way to for me to get prompts or when I go into Pebble or even on my email of who I need to reach out to, like prompting tasks instead of me having to track that myself. Is there a way to automate it and for it to prompt me on what
Yeah.
I need to do that day, who I need to reach out to, and at
Yeah.
what stage?
Yeah. Amber, are you familiar with our task list so far?
No, I'm very new. So
Oh,
this
okay.
is,
Okay. Yeah, yeah. Okay. I'm gonna get my team to drop in on a list or an article for this in a video. But under
okay.
each stage here, you can build out a task list. Okay. Now, you would build that out manually, but you can then save it as a template. Okay. When you save it as a template, you can then go back to the deal board here and then assign it to the stage. So anytime you drag it to a certain stage, it will tell you, hey, you need to do these things. It can have an automatic countdown and an automatic assign to a person. So if you're working with somebody else, you've got a team member, they will get notified on their phone. They'll also get notified under notifications here. And then they'll also get notified or they'll see under their task if you've, saved it as filter by a certain user and sort by due date, you'll know what you need to work through. But typically under notifications here, and seeing all your notifications, you're going to see what you need to work on. So yeah, that's what I would suggest. So we've got this article that's called the Unified Task List. Um, we go through it. This isn't the actual article, Diana. There's another one. I think you just type in tasks here. This is a great one here where I know the screenshots are a little outdated because we updated, but it's exactly the same. We talk about creating that task list, then setting up the stage automation for that. So I'd like to make sure you have both of those tabs opened, so you can click it in the chat, Amber, so you can go through that afterwards. Does that make sense?
Yes, thank you so much.
Yeah, I hope that's helpful.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, awesome. And Amber, since you're here, if you have any other questions, feel free to drop it in the chat. I'm gonna let Ed share his screen for now, and let's have a look at what Ed's talking about.
Okay, let me get the share screen
Mhm.
going here.
Yep.
Share, I'm hitting the button. All right, is that sharing?
Yeah, yeah, there we go. Yeah,
Okay, so let me get this out of the way. So for this guy, Tony,
yeah,
here's where we're at. We sent him by mail
yeah,
one offer,
yeah,
sent it, got it teed up to send him another offer.
yeah.
And what I'd like to do
hmm
is now put him in a drip of letters to follow up.
Okay.
While we're on this page, before I go to the other page where you do the auto
Follow up. Uh-huh.
initiation auto, please note under owner,
Uh-huh.
here's his mailing address,
Correct.
which is pulling fine for
Yeah.
mailing out the letter.
Yeah.
But now,
Mhm.
in order to do the auto follow up, so I'm going to click on here on this record, go down here,
Uh-huh.
enroll.
Yeah.
One option I have is a U.S. letter drip after offer, U.S. mail
Yeah.
only,
Sure.
and it's grayed out or blocked out
Yes.
because I've discovered the address. Let me try to go back without losing my place here.
No, it's okay.
Uh, because what I've figured out is there's no address under contacts. So you
Right.
can see no address. So what I'm doing now, because I like to sit here late at night with the football game or basketball game on, playing on my laptop. I'm being sarcastic, Jesse. I end up going back to the
Yeah.
other field
Yeah.
and to that you saw under owners,
Yeah.
and then I copy.
That's fun.
Yeah, it's a good entertainment. My fingers on my scrolling mouse needed more exercise.
Okay. Okay.
So
Okay. I'm
then I
getting you
come
now.
back over here.
Yeah, I get it. I
I
get it.
lost my spot.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
come
Okay.
back over here, and even when I um, copy it, even the copy paste is a laborious process because when I
Of
go to
course.
paste it back in here, it
Yeah.
drops the whole freaking thing in
Yeah.
and
Then
paste.
you got to separate it and
And
whatnot, right?
yeah, exactly. So then I got to copy this into this and uh,
Okay.
It's a mess.
Ed, can I go
So,
into, are you okay if I go into your account?
yeah, have a good time. Send me some buyers for the properties I haven't sold yet, and I'll give you 2%.
Okay, what's the name? Is this the Tony Malam?
Yes, sir.
Okay, can I share my
M-I,
screen?
M as in Mary.
Do you mind me sharing the screen?
No, have a good time.
Okay.
So it's, and I got a bunch of them in there like this. These
Yeah.
are leads that were uploaded um when we were working with land callers. So the land caller would call them, they'd
Yeah.
fill a form out, send it
Yeah.
back.
Yeah.
Land caller, I think what's you go ahead. I won't try to
Yeah.
predisclose your
So
opinion. You tell me your opinion, please.
yeah, so their mailing address is attached to the contact. Let me just have a look at that property. I'm just wondering why are they separated? Is it Tony the name?
Yep, Tony Malam, M as in Mary,
Okay, yeah. Okay, got it
ILAM.
right here. You see my screen, right? Okay, so let's have
I
a look.
can't. One second. I got to get over.
Yep.
1 second here.
So I see Tony here. He has an ad. Did you already bring it over? Is that why now it's here, or you haven't brought it over yet?
No, it's in owner. That's where it is
Yeah. Okay, but when I go
when
to
my
the
VA uploads, but it's not in over here.
okay.
So therefore, the auto,
Got it. Got
you
it.
know, and we do a bunch of these.
Yeah.
It's not like one. If it was one guy, who cares? But I got a bunch of them
Okay.
that were
I
messing
don't know
around. And
why
the
that's
other
making.
weird thing, Jesse, is this.
Mhm.
Occasionally, we'll have the phone number over on the contact side, over right there.
Yeah.
And then I go to send the text out,
Yeah.
um, or I go to text out the
Okay.
offer,
Okay. I think I know
and
what's going
it
on here. You have
and
two
the phone
different.
number doesn't go into the
Yeah.
text option for texting out an offer. So it seems to be from a software structural standpoint, contacts and owner and leads, or sorry,
No,
offers over here under owner seems
they
to be two separate pieces of
it
software, and
should
they're not
no
always talking to each other. I'm
no
guessing.
no. So as I'm looking at this, if I look at the contact here, you see the phone number here, 302
Uh-huh.
562 6672, and then I go back into the deal, you've got another contact here, 302 395 1318. I'm immediately starting to think these are two different contacts you have. So if I go to add contact and I search for Tony Malam, I can see right away there are two separate contacts. That's why it looks like it's the same, but it's actually different. You have this person sitting with the property, and you have this person sitting on the deal card. You need to bring them both, and you need to consolidate this. So what I would do is decide which one you want to use as the main contact, delete the other one, and then make sure it's consistent. Because yes, the property can have a contact and the deal can have a contact too, but you want it to be the same person. So the reason why you're seeing it's not populated when you're doing the auto follow-up, although you're looking at the property like, hey, Tony Malam, I have his address here. Okay. But then when I'm on the deal and I'm trying to enroll him onto an auto follow-up, how come it says there's no address? Because this version of Tony Malam doesn't have an address. If I click onto the contact, I can see that there's no address on here. Why is that? Well, because there's two Tony Malams in your database right now. And I can see that when I hit add contact and I search Tony Malam, here they are. You have version 1, version 2. So again, you want to consolidate that. Which one is the one you want to use? Bring everything into one contact.
Uh-huh.
Okay?
So how that might have happened is, so with land caller, they do their own skip tracing.
Yeah.
So we try to do the Pebble method of, one of the first things we do is load. So we get from Price our leads,
Yeah.
upload them into Pebble.
Okay.
Step two, we
Yeah.
take that, send it to Price. Price then does a skip
Yeah.
tracing. They take out any
Yeah.
duplicates and
Yeah.
they get it cleaned up the way they like it.
Yeah.
Email back that file to my VA. She
Yeah.
turns around and reloads that
Uh,
into Pebble
Mm,
probably assuming she's updating the file from the first time and she's making a second. I'm guessing.
that's probably exactly what happens. Now, we don't we don't duplicate properties, so she's in the right, but then if the contact is different, there's a different phone number, right? We're going to
Oh,
create a new contact. There's something different about
so we're
that
getting
contact.
one phone number from Price when we
Yeah,
originally bought the file, send it to land contract, and the reason land caller does their own
skip trace.
skip trace is to get a phone number they believe
Correct.
is more likely accurate, more accurate.
Correct. So I would take that final file wait until the final moment. Like wait until if you're still cleaning up that list, don't bring it into Pebble yet. You're just causing yourself more confusion. Wait until this is my final list, then bring it into Pebble. So I would wait until Landcaller has updated all the phone numbers, get the entire list from them, and then bring it into Pebble at that time. Don't bring it into
I got it.
yeah, yeah. Otherwise, you're confusing the system. We don't, I mean, technically, Pebble's not doing anything wrong here. We're recognizing there's two phone numbers, but we don't know that's the same person now at this point.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay, I understand what's going on.
Yeah.
So
So here's
two
what I would
things.
do.
Go ahead.
For now,
Can I get a recording or a
yeah,
copy
yeah,
of this
yeah,
recording?
yeah,
Because
for
everything we
sure.
just did and said is really important to us.
Yeah, yeah. Tony Malam. You can add another person to this deal. You can have multiple people on this deal card, right? So you technically could have two Tony Malams here. And here's the one with the address. Now you can hit enroll on this and then quick enroll them on this one that you want to, because now there's an address.
How did you do that?
Yeah.
Get the two over here.
Yeah, so I'm going to remove this one. So you have this one
Yeah.
already on here. Again, a deal can have multiple people on there. It could be husband and wife, or person and real estate agent. You're dealing with multiple people with this deal. So technically I can add another Tony Malam here by just going to add contact, search for Tony Malam, right? And I know that this one's already added because it says selected. Here's the one that is not selected. So I'll select this one too. Now you've got both of
Oh,
them. One with the original phone, with one phone number, one with a different phone number and a mailing address. And it's the one with the mailing address that I'll enroll on the follow-up because you're sending direct mail. So I'll just hit enroll here and then quickly hit quick enroll and then they're enrolled. That's
got
just
it.
the workaround. To Ed, I don't suggest that to be the best way. I
Yeah.
still suggest to have one source of truth with your data. So if that's going to be
Yeah.
from Landcaller, I would use that. This is just a workaround.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so I got to use the workaround to clean up the frickin' mess I got in my
It's not,
system.
yeah, it's not
Understood.
too bad. Then you have to copy and paste and whatnot. I believe all those contacts exist already.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay, that's much better than to merge.
Yeah.
I learned a lot here.
Yeah.
And then the long term, of course, one upload is always better for data
Yeah.
integrity.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I'm going to leave it the
Got
way
it.
it is here, okay, Ed? I'm not going to remove it.
Uh, okay, yes, please.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
I'll go in and take it to the next step and so forth on this one lead. And
Awesome.
then I don't know, how do I get a copy of this
Yeah,
recording?
I'll make Diana's watching this. She'll get it to you.
Thank you. All
Okay,
right,
no
this
problem.
helps a lot. And then this is occasionally I'll have the opposite problem where I'm texting out
Yeah.
a offer from the offer page and it's not pulling the number from I'll have a phone number in the contacts, but when I go to send the offer out, it's not pulling the phone number. So I got to go copy paste the phone number over. Is that a similar problem
I
or
have a feeling that's
what's
the
that
exact
about?
same problem. You've got the wrong
Mm.
contacts set up.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Uh-huh.
Database stability and integrity. That's all. And I thought this is about talking with sellers on the phone and buying properties from them. No, back to the computer screen. All right. Thank you,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Jesse. This helps a lot.
No
Appreciate it.
problem. No problem. We're yeah, and just to let you know, we're working on a feature where as soon as a lead comes into the inbox, it'll automatically enroll them into a follow-up. So I won't talk about that now, but that is coming out shortly. So because we're talking about follow-ups here, Amber, easiest way to find a lead after they call. Amber, because you're new inside of Pebble, everything comes into your. Oh, I'm not going to use Ed. Sorry, Ed. Let me just go into my account here. So everything comes into your inbox. Oh boy. Sorry, this is my oh, what happened here? Of course, when I'm demoing stuff, it's going to say, "Oh, it doesn't work." Let me go into my staging. Okay, so everything comes into your inbox first. So the first thing is to set up your inbox. Okay, Amber. You did ask a question, how do I connect my number to Pebble, or what do I need to do so I can respond messages through the platform? I'm getting failed to send. So it looks like you might have already connected. You might be getting something like this. Have you done our A2P verification yet? Application to phone verification yet? That allows you to be able to text.
No, I must not have done that yet.
Yeah. Okay. So, Amber, Dinah, can you make note of that to just remind Amber to do that? Um, and so you do need to apply for that. So your phone can actually text. This is now required by the carriers. Um, Okay, so before that, we want to understand that your inbox is where everything comes into, okay? And so when a lead comes in after they call, let's say they left you a voice message like this here. I don't know, maybe something like, let's just pretend this is a voice message. You should have all your properties already existing inside of Pebble. That's the beauty about Pebble. The contacts and property already exist. So the first thing you want to do is find the contact. I would go select existing and start searching their name. Maybe they left you a voicemail. They said their name was Tony Malam, right? So I would quickly search that, and or even just Tony, and find that and select that contact to add to this person's communication. Then I will create a deal. Okay, your deal. So we want to move things from our inbox to our deal board. A deal board allows you to visually track everything nicely. Our inbox is where we're just going to spend time combing through messages that come in. Is this a deal opportunity or not? Okay, so I spend time determining, okay, yeah, somebody said, hey, I'm interested. That's all they said. Okay, great. Then I'm going to add it. I'm going to find the contact. Otherwise, if I don't find that contact, I can create a new contact. Then I'm going to add a new deal. Okay. Now, are you doing direct mailing, Amber?
So my husband's handling the mailing, and then I'm handling the leads as they come in and
Okay.
working with
And are
Pebble.
you using our system for mailing?
Chris, I'm not sure.
Okay. The reason I ask whether he's using
I think he is.
it doesn't matter. The thing that matters is you're using our codes. We produce a code when they create a campaign. And so it's really important if there is a code to get that code down because that'll actually find the contact and the property and lay everything out for us. But
Okay.
anyways, um, and then from there we want to save, and then we know we've created a deal because there's a card here, and then we're going to archive this. That's the routine. You go through a new
Okay.
message, create a contact, or find the contact and create a deal, then archive it. Now we work off the deal board. So again, our inbox is the starting point where we triage these messages. Do they come into the deal board? Now they are here. Here I am, and then I can continue to communicate and so on and so forth. Now, Amber, I won't be able to have enough time to sort of walk you through about the inbox and the deal board, but that's the high level. Now, if you go to your dashboard, there's something called a success guide. You'll see a checklist of items on your dashboard. One of them is our success guide. I go through the workflow of your inbox on that success guide. So make sure you go through that as well. So you can also find our inside of help here. And then our knowledge base is also a great place. So you could type in inbox and managing your inboxes is where we kind of go through some of this stuff here.
Okay.
Now, if you want to do this live with me, Amber, I do this on Fridays. Remember I said we have sessions on Fridays?
Mm-hmm.
If you go to resources here and go to live training, it's this one here, managing your leads. This is where we talk about
Okay.
your inbox and then turning them into deals. So you can sign up for that. It's also in the link below in the chat. You can click
Okay.
on it to open it now and then register for this Friday to join me on that.
Okay. Awesome.
If
Thank
your
you.
husband is doing the mailing and wants to get a better understanding about our mailing, or if he's using his own mail house or printing himself, whatever it is, you want him to join this session here, the property import training, where we're creating marketing, we're creating campaigns together. It's a 20-minute session. Both of these are just 20 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Good. I know there's a lot to chew off here, Amber. Just curious,
Yeah.
is it just you and your husband working on this?
Right now, yes. Yeah, we're
Okay.
just launching.
Okay, awesome. Congrats on that.
Thank you.
All right. Are there any other questions here? This will be replayable on our YouTube, so it's listed there, as Dinah said. So please watch that, Ed, if you want to rewatch that. It's on YouTube. The link is there. Subscribe to us on YouTube. We've got a lot of video content there, sharing what we're working on, what's coming up ahead. So I hope that is going to be of value. So give Diana at least the end of today to kind of get that up. Awesome. All right, guys. Hope to see you guys again. This happens every 12 p.m. Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern, Wednesdays. Again, you know where to find it. It's on our homepage under resources and live training. 52 weeks, no miss. I don't, I don't, I think we've done every single Wednesday that we started this, Ed. So,
When you go into the website and you go to office hours, it just clicks, it takes me right to the Zoom thing. It doesn't tell me if there is any next week or the week after.
Oh, okay. I'm not
So
sure how
I'm
that
just trying to schedule it. Otherwise,
it
so then
doesn't.
I asked, the support, and I forgot what her name, and she just sends me the links. Oh, yeah, we got one this week. Well, some of us like to plan more than 3 days or 5 days in advance in
Yeah.
life. Like I got the next 3 months planned out. I'm blocking stuff out in August, September now,
Diana,
October.
do you know if that because Ed's registered, it just brings him to the event, whereas anybody's new, it'll add to their calendar? Is that how it works, Diana?
Well, we do have two beacons inside of app. One is just the one it I think it redirects directly to the Zoom link, but that one gets posted 1 hour before the session, just for the one that hasn't had the time to register
That's
yet.
within the app, right? That
Yeah.
announcement. Okay,
Yeah.
but what about the one on the homepage that I was just showing?
I don't think so. I think it would ask you to always sign up for a new registration.
Okay,
So
can you
I'll
double
double
check
check
that
that.
for Ed? Ed is shaking his head
No,
there.
I could share a screen, show you. It doesn't work that way.
Okay. We'll have a look at that. I'm actually on there
Yeah.
right now, and
So meanwhile, maybe she can email out for the next 3 months. What Wednesdays are you planning on
you know what, Ed?
having lunch with your
I'll show
favorite
you.
lunch person?
Yeah, I'll show you here. This is what I get when I click on it. So when I click on open office hours, it actually brings me to register the next week. So you
Yeah,
should be
no,
able
it's
to.
taking me right to the link.
That's weird. I don't know why. Uh,
Um,
maybe
you want me to
maybe
share a
your
screen,
cookie.
see if it does it again? Share screen. Uh, where is it? If I go here, you can see my screen?
No.
No.
Oh, wait, you are sharing it. One second. Oops, I muted you too by accident. How come I can't? Weird. Can you stop screen share and try again?
Stop.
Yeah, stop the screen share and then try again to share.
Okay, I'm gonna share again. Let's see.
Okay, it's loading up.
So
It's this one that he's going to. Diana, I think this one needs to get fixed. Yes.
it's in
Okay.
here.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
it's
yeah.
in
Sorry, I
there.
was talking about a different link. Okay, cool. Yeah, we'll fix this one
Yeah,
for
I
sure.
just now
Thanks,
it's taking me
Ed.
to a calendar today.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, no, you're right on this one. So we'll get it fixed.
Thank you, Ed. Thanks for catching that.
So back to in the end, all I care about is what's the schedule for the next 3 months on Wednesdays. If
Yeah.
Diane could just send us, here's the 2 Wednesdays Jesse's taking off
Oh,
to
we're
go have
usually
lunch
there.
with someone.
Somebody is usually there. We haven't missed one, so Ed, it should be regular.
Okay.
Yep. Awesome.
All right,
All
very
right,
good.
guys.
Thank you.
Have a great rest of your afternoon. Take care. Bye.